All right, we should be live, I believe. Yes, I think so. My internet has been being weird today, and I don't know why. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, now I can see the chat. All right, so we're gonna be talking about was my unit a staged unit? Should it have been a lean unit or a manager special or something like that? Yo, grandkids galore, what's going on? Yeah, I just wanted to do a live stream after that video and kind of talk about a few things, and just kind of understand, where I'm coming from with this unit. Now, obviously, we've had bad units, we've had good units, we've had out of this world units, but this one in particular, just kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Let me see. Um, Hope your Christmas was great. Christmas was awesome. A little small, but we didn't do much this year. I mean, we had dinner and had a handful of people over and opened up presents and all that good stuff. So it was definitely a great Christmas. But I'm ready for 2024 to get here because we have big things going. But I really want to talk about that video I uploaded just a little bit ago, and I want to talk about like the storage unit. Um, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know. Thrift Mania was going on. There's been too many scam units lately. Thrift Mania, I don't know if you watched the video, the first portion of it, anyways. And it's one of those units where I've had bad units, I've had good units, I've had amazing units, and usually you can tell if something has been gone through. And usually, if tenants go through a unit, right, and they tell the facility, "Hey, we don't want anything else in our unit," um, technically it's not supposed to be a lean unit. But the thing that gets me though is that when you look at the boxes in the first video, you can tell the boxes have been ripped open before and all the other stuff. And there's broken pieces that were left behind, stuff that wasn't worth much money. But the one thing that really gets me is just assume. Let's just you know the rule, never assume, right? But I just want to play like devil's advocate here. At the end of the day, we don't know if it was a staged unit. We don't know. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate and let's just assume that it was. Most people, if it was a family who went through it, right? There was a ton of personal stuff. Ton of personal stuff. When I'm talking about tons, I mean y'all saw like the two trunks were filled with all types of stuff. There was like 2 or 3 different totes filled with frames and pictures and all this other stuff. And it's like if a family went through it, you figured they would take the pictures. So that was kind of like a red flag for me, that they didn't take their pictures. So that comes to the conclusion of everything was neatly stacked in that unit. Even the table had a split where you would screw in the legs and it was split along the inside there. So once you start tightening it up, that split is going to get, longer and longer and the leg is not going to work. So we had to throw it away. But it's like in the back of my head, I'm like, man, okay, if I was going to get rid of my unit or go through it before it goes up for auction, I would be taking my family photos and all this other stuff, which that's where I was thinking that, okay, maybe the facility went through it. But again, we can't speculate. I mean, you can always speculate, but you can't assume. But then there's a couple other things. The person who I was talking to at the facility, he was actually really cool. Really cool, very nice. I had a couple issues with trying to rent out or with trying to get like one extra day because I bought 2 different units. And I was told I can't do that. And then the second unit is the one that I rented out. And instead of them giving me one extra day, I had to pay $251 for a full month. I could have had it done in one more day, but me and my wife's anniversary was on Thursday. So I wanted to take that day off to go out to my wife and then come back Friday morning and finish everything up. But I was told, no, I can't do that. So I had to spend an extra $251 to rent out the big 10x20 unit. And then I guess they didn't understand that I couldn't get I guess they didn't understand, like, once somebody rents out a unit because the auction is technically done once you rent it out, you're supposed to get your cleaning deposit back. So there's like a whole debacle about that. But you can't blame the person who's running it because he I get he was kind of new. He didn't start working there till the end of July. But going back to the unit, so basically where the unit was, and then right, literally like so here's the unit, and the other wall that's right here to my right, there's a little speaker, which I'm assuming, if somebody hits the button or something like that, maybe they can hear everything. I don't know. I don't know how that speaker thing works, but it's kind of interesting though to really look at it in a sense of, did the family go through it? Did the facility go through it? And it's like either way, it's like it's kind of messed up, because if the family went through it, technically it's not a lean unit because they're basically letting it go up for auction. So I mean, if you guys have seen that video, the one that we just uploaded, what do you guys think? Because we do have another second part and possibly a third part, but it might be one long second part. I don't know at this point in time. And we do find some stuff, and I got the stats here, which I'm not going to share with you guys yet until we get done with the videos of this unit. And we're not going to lose money, which is good because we're creative in how we sell stuff and some of the stuff that we found in there. But it's also one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, to kind of had that happen, because like I said, if it's usually stuff gone through, you can always tell. And let me see, let me bring up the unit real quick so I can show you guys. Let me see. All right, one auctions, there we go. Okay, all right, let me share my screen. All right. So, but you are right, Thrift Mania. There's been a lot of scamminess. But let's just take a quick look. So this is the unit that I won, right? I mean, everything is neatly stacked. You know what I'm saying? Everything neatly stacked. This thing was kind of cool. This box, I'm giving that to my dad. But it's like everything just neatly stacked. I don't know. And you figure that, and I think that was like a Tinkerbell thing, which nothing. I had nothing of that. There was at the end of the video, y'all saw me have saw the video games, and overall the video games really wasn't worth anything crazy. But you guys will see that in the next video. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It makes you think, right? And the totes that we were picking up, like, I mean, this thing right here is popped open. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. Just one of those things. But it's like, why stack everything neatly if it's all trash? You understand what I'm saying? If people were leaving stuff behind, they wouldn't care how it looks like in a unit. So that's what makes me feel like maybe the facility went through it, or maybe the family went through it. I mean, I honestly don't know, because if the family went through it, I would assume they would take the photos. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of, I mean, literally everything in here for the most part was trash. For the most part. But again, we're not going to lose money because, like I said, we're good at what we do. But kind of interesting. But like it was literally nothing but paperwork. It was photos. It was just a bunch of stuff like that. I don't know. Was there dust on any of those boxes? No dust, nothing like that. But it's like everything was just neatly stacked. Grandkids galore. I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but I'll show you right here. But you guys can kind of see that the Dr. Seuss books was a good find in my opinion. So a lot of people don't know that these are actually worth a little bit of money, if you find them in lots. But it's like stuff like this. Like there's just nothing. There's a bunch of personals, which again, I feel like if a family was, because somebody went through this unit regardless, because nobody realistically stores, some of this stuff. But then again, I've seen worse too, I guess. But again, we're not we're not gonna assume, but at the same time, I just kind of And then I oh, sorry, I got a little sale. Okay, sorry. Yo, I'm gonna resell it. Reaction video? No. So I just uploaded this video an hour ago, and it was a storage unit, and basically I think it was. I'm not gonna say it's staged because they didn't put anything in there that was like where you could see it in the pictures. I just think this is a unit that was gone through, no matter through the facility, which again we don't know at the end of the day. But I don't know if it was the family who did it, because technically, if it was the family who did it and they just let it go up for auction, it's technically not a lien unit because they took everything that they wanted out of it. Because then it becomes a manager special or something like that. But it's like if the family did go through it all, because you can tell by the boxes, you can tell by the totes, it's kind of weird. But if the family went through it, but they didn't take any pictures, any photos, so that's what makes me think that maybe the facility went through it. And then we're not going to lose money. I mean, I'll kind of show y'all. Let me see here. I'll show y'all the spreadsheet I have of everything that we have listed. Because it's kind of like what I do. Whenever I win units and stuff. So, I mean, this is everything that I literally found in that unit. I mean, that was about it. And it's like, I mean, that was it. It was literally 30 items in there. And a lot of this Linux stuff is going to be kind of slow. There'll be a few things, in there that, that'll be good. But this is all the stuff we found in the second. I don't want to spoil that one for y'all. But this stuff that sold so far. And we found some okay stuff. But again, I don't know. It's again just one of those videos where, and on top of that, so this is the that's not the box. It should be the next one. So this next box right here. So this is how this box was found. Right? See how it's messed up? But it says Corningware, blah 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 blah, and that makes me feel like somebody went through it. But again, let's just play devil's advocate. They scribbled out living room here, and then they started writing Corningware and all this other stuff, right? So let's assume again the family went through it. You understand what I'm saying? I think somebody just kind of went through this, didn't see anything crazy. So because I mean that right there is kind of unwrapped. It wasn't really wrapped like that, but this is another one. So this one right here says kit, food stuff, which there was no food stuff in here, and then this thing right here says antiques, and you see how bad this box is, right? And then look, everything's already unraveled. I had not gone through it, and that's where it's like, dude, people don't store antiques like this. And on top of that, the first thing that I found, it was broken, and then the second thing I found was broken on the bottom. So it's like, okay, but you see what I'm saying? Everything was unraveled. That little cup was unraveled. They would have taken personal stuff if it was the family, in my honest opinion. That's what I think. I think if I was somebody who was, I'm like coming down on hard times or whatever, and it's like I can't, rent the unit out anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those things where I would get out my personal stuff, my sentimental stuff, that type of stuff. Leave the furniture, leave everything else, stuff that I don't care about. But even if the family did do that, it shouldn't technically be a lien unit because they're letting everything go. Because a lien unit is just basically people just didn't pay their bill. If they just forcibly gave it up because they couldn't pay their bill and they were just like, yeah, screw it, just let it go for auction, then that's one thing. But nobody stores antiques like this. You can tell it's been unraveled. See, and this part right here was broken right there. See it? I don't think I noticed it in the video, or did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Maybe, yeah, right here. Yeah, it's broken. So, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like everything was unraveled. These cups were just sitting there and they're loose. Again, maybe the family didn't care about the food, but like, look at this. Like this right here was another thing that kind of got me too. Was there was 3 of these green totes that didn't match any of the other totes. On top of that, I mean, this stuff just looks way older than any of the stuff that was in the unit. Like it's almost like somebody just kind of threw this in here. You know what I mean? Even and I've granted I've had units where I spent like $400 going to the dump, but you can tell it hasn't been gone through. I've been doing this long enough to where you can kind of tell that something just doesn't add up. See, this was the second one, and I mean, just look how old. See how these are dusty. All the other ones were not dusty, and then look at this. I mean, it is the most randomest stuff. Like it's just all trash. Like look at this. And this stuff does not match any of the stuff that we found before. So, you know, it's a little Minolta camera, but I mean, it's messed up. It doesn't work. This thing right here didn't work. Or, yeah, that one didn't work. Yeah, we found a few things here, but I mean, just look at this. So, and the fact that everything was organized, and you're finding, like, I mean, look how organized it is. Like seriously. And these totes were light, so whenever I open this up, just watch what's in it. Like, okay, that's not really a good example because there might be a tote like that, but but watch the second one though. I'll show you the second one. Like I said, I always like to give the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, we don't know. It's all just kind of assumptions. Look at these two toes. I pick it up barely. I mean, it's like nothing in them. Like look at this, like nothing in it. And then the one thing that potentially could be good is not in there. And then, I mean, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would somebody use a tote just to fill this stuff up, right? Literally all trash. But why would they not fill it up? You understand what I'm saying? I feel like this is a waste of space. But again, we found, again, we we're definitely going to make money on the unit. It's not going to be, a whole lot. It's not a home run. We'll definitely make a little money on it, but some units are better than others. But at the end of the day, we can always assume or only have assumptions. Someone definitely went through it. The manager might have went through it and took out the good items, but the manager put in items from the other units. I mean, it's possible. I mean, look at this, a cast. Yep, cast. But again, who knows? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of messy people out there. You know what I'm saying? There's people who don't take pride in their stuff. So, again, playing devil's advocate, you just never know. Maybe it just wasn't, anything, worth anything. What was in this bag? Okay, like nothing in the bag. No camera. No PlayStation manual. No console. Just a weird way to store stuff. But underneath all that, it's just literally all trash. So again, I just want to get everybody's thoughts on it. I know the video is getting some traction right now, which is pretty good. Like this Linux piece is worth like $8 to $10. It's gonna be really slow. Somebody's probably gonna send me an offer for $5, and I'll probably accept it later on down the road. But I got it there for like $8 to $10. But then we did find these like vintage Pokemon cards that are all messed up. Have you bought from there before? I believe so. I think I won one time from there. And I don't remember what we got from there. It's been a minute since we won from there. And has Charlie made it home? Yes, she made it home on the 21st, which was our anniversary. She got in at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She slept, and then we went out to eat that night. Like, look at all this. I'm just saying, if the family went through this, they would have. I feel like they would have got their photos. And then you find this box here, and these 3 green containers don't make no sense. As you guys can see, I'm trying to make it fun, And whenever you felt those papers, they just felt older, almost not dry rotted, but like you can just tell they're like older paper. I don't know. Give her a hug from me. I will. I definitely will. She's been reading the comments that y'all been leaving her on the one video. So, she genuinely appreciates it. And this is where I ended it. Yeah, that's where I ended it. But anyways, but yeah, I just want to get everybody's opinion on it. It's just one of those things. At the end of the day, we're gonna make money, and the second unit you guys are gonna love. We found some pretty good stuff in there overall, because I mean, just looking at what I have listed right here, it's actually pretty darn good. The past few units were bangers. You bound to run into a crapshoot sooner or later, but yeah, still messed up. Yeah, Thrift Mini, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be the negative person, because in the video I was still having fun with it. I was bored. I told you guys at the beginning of that video I was bored. I wanted to do something. And that's the reason why I won both of them, because if I'm at a facility, this one was a little smaller, go through that one, then go out and then hopefully find the big money in the bigger unit. And you know, it's one of those things where I mean, again, we're gonna make money. Like I said, I keep everything written down, that way you guys can see that even if it's a crap unit, if you play your cards right and everything, and do your own research and stuff like that, you can actually make money on a crap unit. I mean, I don't really want to run it for y'all, but we still have some stuff down in the in my unit with some stuff like some like the dishware that y'all saw that I put out to the side. I haven't looked any of that up yet, but right now we have $800 listed, and we paid $491.40, and then we had a dump fee of $127, which puts us at $619.20. So again, not making a whole lot of money, but the second unit, it helped out with everything though, the driving back and forth, the gas, you know, all that stuff. So that's what I'm really happy about. But you are right though, we've had some pretty good bangers, and not every unit can be a home run, you know. I've made almost $350 selling on eBay. Nice, Danita, that's pretty dope. I've been doing pretty well. Like we've had a $1,700 day today. I'll show y'all real quick. So yeah, we did $1,700 today right here. 1734, and yeah, 1734.49. We've had some really good sales. We had one big sale that came in for $1,000. It should be this one right here, $1,000 right there. So yeah, we've had some pretty good sales this month alone. I mean, past 31 days we've done 21,000. So I mean, Danita, if you run it up, you know, get some listings up. I'm telling you, eBay's crazy. Janice, what about the unit where all the military stuff was? Janice, yeah, we let me see here. So that unit, so this is kind of what I have. So after I get in the green on something, I stop keeping up with it because I'm already in the green. But this is everything that is sold from the unit that I kept up with. Yeah, like this one of the transducer kits actually sold for $1,400, and that was our profit. That was pure profit. And we still have everything. We still have the Starrett micrometer set. We still have some Aerotech stuff, some military gloves, which I don't think they're sold yet. But yeah, we still got a lot of stuff to sell. Like these two right here are listed for like $2,000 a piece. Yeah, the Nipix, the OTC, one of these already sold for $30. The Nipix stuff is crazy good. But yeah, but everything that's green is what sold of what I kept up with. But the Portal Cable 7-piece Hall set has not sold. I did sell something of that though. Let's see, Midwest Snips. This thing right here is actually pretty cool. We got that list for $90, and we got a watcher on it. These bridge cam gauges, which is pretty good. But yeah, that unit, Janice, was absolutely amazing. Some of the stuff was outdated and was not worth really anything. But there was a handful of stuff that we were able to sell and make a little money on it. This is that one with all that trash that we found, but I mean, that unit was pretty good. We're already in the green on that unit too. But these are the two that we're working on now. Watching you, Pro Picker, and Philly Flipper got me started. That's awesome. I'm always glad to hear people say they got into reselling because of me, or you know, somebody big, whatever, where they compare me between, you know, me being a small numbered YouTube channel with somebody who has a lot of subs. So that's pretty cool. And I'm glad that you got into it. Hopefully it's something that you're enjoying, because it can be fun. Thrift Mania is the Peach Yard Sales Wardrobe. Are you talking about Peaches and Beaches yard sale? We're driving from Ohio. So we did it. So we did it last year. Me and my mom, because the wife, I think she was in Oklahoma. I think. Anyways, we went for one day. So we drove up Friday afternoon, stayed in the hotel, got up Saturday morning, and we just started at it was near Warner Robins. I think it was Perry, Georgia. And then we worked our way back down to where we live. And we did it technically for a total of about 10 hours. So my mom had to go back to work that night. So about 10 hours, just kind of stopping and going. And I mean, we did phenomenal just for, you know, sourcing for 10 hours. So I would say Thrift Mania, I would say this: if you need inventory, I found some crazy stuff. Like we found a South Park Timmy plush. He's the disabled wheelchair character on South Park, and he didn't have the wheelchair with him, but we got that plush for $2 and we sold it for 50. We sold a model kit from there for 80 that we got for $4. So there's some good stuff to be found, but there's a lot of vendors who kind of know what they have. But there's some people who are just like, man, I'm ready. $5, $2, $3. So if you need inventory, I mean, I say go for it, you know. And on top of that, they have like food concessions there, that, you know, food trucks and stuff. And it's like, it's kind of crazy too, because where if you're driving in one city, you'll see like nothing but yard sales and vendors or whatever for like 2 miles. And then you hit them all up, which takes you about an hour or so, if not longer. And then you'll drive another like 5 miles, and then boom, there's like a whole nother huge, like, community wide sale. I mean, it's just a nonstop grind. Like you drive for a few minutes, boom, whole nother open field with 30, 40, 50 people, you know, having sales. So I would recommend going if you need inventory. Let me see here. But yeah, one of those things though. The unit, I'm really trying to think, you know. But again, we're blessed in what we're doing. You know, at the end of the day, we don't know if that unit is staged or not. Staged is such a bad word. Has been gone through. That's why I put in the title. I think this abandoned storage unit was gone through, and then staged unit, because everything was clean, it was organized. So, and spending $491.40 on it, and you know, I assume there's going to be some trash, but $127 worth of trash. And that's over $600, $620 basically, all in on that one unit. But again, at the end of the day, it's a gamble. And on top of that, the one thing too that a lot of people don't know is that when you buy a unit, you're buying the contents to resell, and that counts as an expense. So technically, the units are written off, and then you only get taxed on your income tax, which is what you sell all your stuff for. So that's one of the beautiful things about being a reseller. So if you do end up going negative in the storage unit, your other income that comes in actually helps, you know, make that difference. But the second unit is going to be pretty awesome. And that video is doing pretty good. Hopefully we get some comments in there whether or not, if they think that, you know, I mean, what do you think? Thrift Mania, did you watch the video? What do you think? Do you think it was something that was gone through? Is the $490 with the extra $250? Hold on, I gotta type in the chat. Hold on. There we go. For some reason, this little heart thing, I couldn't see what the other word was. Is the $490 with the extra $250 that you had to pay extra? So no. So that was the second unit. I mean, I won't break down the numbers of how much we have listed, but so with the other unit, we paid, so after buyer's premium, fees, taxes, all that stuff, we paid $713.70. And so far we've done one dump run for $99, which we're going back tomorrow morning to get the rest of the trash, hopefully, and I'll kind of get those numbers prepared for y'all. And we rented it out for a month for $251, which, let me see. 713 plus 251 plus 9. So right now we're at $1,063 all in on that unit. Um, but uh, but we still have a lot more. There's a bunch of metal, so that won't metal's free. I would say they pay $100 right there. So we probably have another 250, probably another 250 to $300 worth of trash in my opinion, because there's a couch in there that was ripped. That's got to be thrown away. There's uh, a fridge in there that smells like alcohol, and I'm talking about it reeks, and I just don't know if I want to take the time to clean that out. Just because, I mean, it's just a mini fridge. It's not a good high-end brand or anything like that. But that's metal, so that'll be good. There's a wrought iron set in there that my wife wants to keep, like a patio set. But I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But you'll see it whenever we do it. But I'll have all those numbers. That's why I like keeping up with the numbers. That way you guys can see that you can actually make money doing this. And even though they're crappy units for the most part, except for the second one was good, but the first one was crappy. And but at least we'll make a little bit of money on it. It's not going to be a whole lot. Not worth the time and effort. But the second unit really kind of saved the day, if I'm being honest. Yeah, me too. It looked like a manager special to me. Yeah, something just doesn't sit right with me with that unit. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Just those. It's just those 3 green totes. I mean, they were dirty on top. You know what I'm saying? It did not match the vibes with everything else. So I'm sure we'll get more comments on it, and maybe they'll somebody else will say something, or who knows, maybe it was just a crappy unit. Again, I like to play devil's advocate sometimes, but that's what you get. And one thing I will say though, the past few units I've been nothing but gambling on. I haven't been doing what I normally do, where I look at certain things and write it down. I just purely gambled on these two because I was bored. My wife was in Oklahoma, so I just wanted to get into something. But it's the life we chose, though. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. I never understood why people pay to store trash. It always amazes me. Well, if you look back at, let me show you. So if you look back at this video right here, it's like anything we buy, it's a gamble. Yeah, exactly, Janice, exactly. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, it is all a gamble. It just, but we go into garage sales, that's one thing, but when you've been doing storage units for so long, there's just little telltale signs that it's like certain things don't make sense. Like I've had units where there's a ton of trash, ton of rat poop, all this other stuff, and you can tell it has never been gone through. Just the way certain boxes are stacked, the way tape is still on boxes, the way things just sit in totes, and then this one just kind of, it's one of those things. Let me show you. So this one right here, was the one where like totes like this, right? This stuff was very, very concerning. But when you start finding the ResMed stuff that was very clean, I mean, tons of DVDs and stuff. There was some Spark weight loss pills that were brand new sealed. So a lot of the stuff was trash, but we were finding gold. We were finding a lot of new stuff. So you can, and you see how this stuff is like in there. You can tell it hasn't been gone through. Like look the way that's kind of sitting in there. It's not like when you open up a tote, things kind of seem rummaged through. This is stuff that, I mean, look at that. I mean, look at all the jewelry. You can tell. And this was, I think this unit we spent like over $400 just in trash, which is ridiculous, right? And I consider this one actually a good unit, even with all the expenses after all said and done. But you can just tell things have not been gone through. On top of that, if you go back here and look at the Bose speaker that we found, that actually sold for $300, I think. But anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can tell that this stuff has not been gone through. The other stuff, it appears that it's been gone through, but technically speaking, though, if a family has gone through their unit and they tell the facility, hey, I'm no longer wanting to keep my unit, technically speaking, it's supposed to be a manager special, not not a lien unit, because it's not like somebody defaulted on their payment. They're just like, hey, just let it go for auction. We don't want it. Essentially, kind of getting out of what do you call it? Getting out of dump fees, essentially. Because that's what some people. That's what some people do. Where is? I was trying to find where we found the speaker at. I can't seem to find it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, still have the remote. So that's how you know this unit hasn't been gone through. The fact that we found basically a brand new boat, sold for 300, I think. Yeah, 300. So, like I said, I mean, if you go to, I mean, my playlist, you can literally look at every single storage unit we've ever won, and I've never had a unit like this before. Yeah, because like the train unit was crazy, the Jacksonville unit was crazy. 210 by 30 units. I mean, this unit was crazy. And this was a unit that looked like this. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like when you have a unit that looks like this. Matter of fact, hold on. Man, storage locker. Tons of coins. Massive 10 by 30. Yeah. So this is the first episode that we've ever done. And then again, like whenever you get into a unit and you see a unit like this, if it, I don't know, I'm having internet issues. I don't know why. Could the manager / workers cut the lock, rummage through, and out new lock on it? No one would know the lock will change. Yeah, exactly, Janice. Yeah. So basically, whenever they cut the lock and they open up the door to take the photos, technically they can go through it. There's tons of there's a Facebook group I'm part of. It's like storage auctions and buyers or something like that, and people from around the country will post like photos of certain units that are up for sale, and they'd be like, they don't go through the stuff, and you see like somebody reaching in, opening up a box, and it's crazy how dumb people are. But yeah, absolutely, anybody can technically go through the unit if they cut it. But if you look at this unit, just to kind of compare it to the other one, so see how these are neatly organized, right? You wouldn't think anything of it. That's where when you look at organization in any unit, usually people have a sense of pride in their stuff. So that's kind of like sometimes a telltale sign that people care for their stuff. They're organized. They have a potential good stuff. That's always the case. But then if you go back here, like look how messy this looks, right? Any person who would buy this unit would be like, wow, this looks like it's been rummaged through. This stuff was not gone through because you can tell by the dust, you can tell by the way the totes were. I mean, the tape didn't look fresh, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. And you can tell everything from like the way they're sitting, they're crushing certain boxes. But everything that we found in this unit made us a ton of money. A ton of money. I'm talking about every single tote was collectibles. Every single tote. So right here. So you can see how all this stuff is wrapped up, right? And you see that it's wrapped up tightly. That's where you know somebody, when they wrapped it up, they were grabbing and turning, just basically tucked it underneath the weight of the stuff. And that's how you can tell that this, even though the box is flimsy, you can tell that this stuff has not been gone through. See how tight it is? Unravel it. So yeah, so there's that. But then something about this unit with those, it's all about the green toast though. The green toast is what throws it off for me, like in general. I know I've said it a million times, for you guys, but it's just the green totes. It's is where I don't understand because it didn't match anything. There's dirt on it. There's dust or something. Yeah, like all the other toast and stuff. You can tell this has been gone through. And see how fresh that tape looks. How somebody ripped it off and they just left it there. Nobody does that. And then you see so again, see what I'm saying? You see how all this stuff is dirty? All this stuff is dirty. These little metal bars that hinge the lids. I mean, they were like corroded almost. So and you can tell that this thing was sitting in water or something. And then when you open it, it smelled. It's just I mean it's just stuff. Somebody just threw all that stuff in there. I said Easter egg. I meant Easter bunny. And then this the second one right here. And again, you see the dirt, all the dirt right here. It's the green totes, man. It doesn't match anything. And you can kind of tell it has been watered down. They're sticking together. Because it got water damage. That's all water damage right there. So, but the other takeaway from it too is that every single tote, even if it wasn't just trash or whatever, it's like when you look at them, they're so light. Bought a warehouse full of antiques and have lost nearly 50K because of the virus. No one wants antiques. I would sell it for pennies on a dollar. A huge lesson I'm still learning. Yeah, antiques, kind of a dying market just because the older generation, passing away and stuff like that. Unfortunately, so there's a lot of people who still care for antiques and stuff like that. It's like the train market. There's plenty of buyers to buy them, but that is um, also kind of going down too as well. Um, but yeah, but look how light they are. Like that's literally what was in the that was literally what was in that tote. I it's funny. The more I watch it, I just feel like the family went through it. I mean, it's hard to say if the silly went through it because I honestly don't know. And I didn't technically watch them take the tag off because I was parking my trailer. Um, but I watched them take the tag off the second one. So again, come to Texas. By the way, I'm a Georgia girl. What part of Texas? What part of Texas are you in? I mean, if Texas ever has such a big statewide yard sales, that'd be something to do. But yeah, the question is, why did they not take their pictures though? Oh, Fort Worth. A buddy, Grounds Finds. He's out there. He's in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm pretty sure he's still out there. Um, I've never been to Fort Worth itself. I've been to San Antonio. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting unit to say the least. Because Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and I know whenever a crap unit is a crap unit, but there's a few of those things that just don't make any sense in my opinion. You know, some people might agree, some people might disagree. But even the table wasn't salvageable because there was a crack all the way down to the hardware where the hardware would screw in. But you're looking at tons of photos, tons of personal. There was a bunch of towels, bedding. I mean, you guys will see the second episode, but yeah, there's just something that just does not sit right with me with that unit. And again, I'm not gonna blame nobody because at the end of the day, anytime we buy something, it's always a gamble. It was fun regardless because I like going through stuff. But I want to show you guys because I want y'all's opinion on it, and I want y'all to tell me if I'm right or wrong, or maybe I'm just looking too far into it, or you're right, or whatever the case is. I still want to show you everything. All right, let's see. I live south of Fort Worth. Oh, that's pretty dope. If it's a storage company new to you, stay alert. Yeah, Jan, that's the thing, Janice. I mean, I've I don't even know how many units I've won now. Let me see how many we won since just on storage treasures. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So on storage treasures since 2020, we have won 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. It's how many we won just on storage treasures over the past 3 years, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. But if you also look at it, we go after a lot of the bigger units just because we like to take our time and go through it all. But so I mean, it's just one of those things. Well, actually 24 if you count the train units. So yeah. So Janet, I mean, we win them all over the place. So it's hard to not go to a new facility, but at the same time, I know which facilities are good and which ones are not, or at least where I found good stuff and where I haven't found good stuff. But I've never found a unit like this, and it just doesn't. A couple things just don't add up. Tony, what's going on? How you doing? Something's definitely not right with this unit. You think so too? Like again, it's those 3 green totes that's kind of giving it away in my opinion. There was dirt on top. All the other units had no dirt. I mean, you can tell there was like water damage in there. That's why some of the stuff was sticking together. And I don't think staged was the right word. That's why I put the title as I think this abandoned storage unit was gone through staged unit ? Because everything was organized. If you're throwing trash and totes, you don't go to organize it. You understand what I'm saying? So I think again, I don't know. Might have been the family. I don't think it was a storage facility. I don't like to point fingers unless I absolutely have valid proof. But I mean, they were really nice to me. I mean, emotions can be deceiving, I guess. But no, they were very nice to me. They very accommodating for the most part. I mean, the one thing that was kind of frustrating throughout the whole process was I couldn't get one extra day to clean out the 10 by 20 because me and my wife's anniversary was on Thursday. So basically, whenever we won it on Monday, and I'll tell you the crappy thing about it as well. But when we got up there on Monday, I didn't get to the unit till about 2 o'clock. So after I recorded this unit, so I didn't get a chance to go through the unit until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's an hour drive. So between recording and loading everything up in my trailer and sweeping it out and everything, it took me 3 hours in total to get all that done. I was moving, and keep in mind I want a 10 by 10 and a 10 by 20. So technically I have until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I have Thursday until 6 o'clock. The crappy thing about this facility was they do not let you in until 10 o'clock in the morning, and you have to be out by 6 p.m. They don't give you a gate code or anything. So, me being the type of person, if I'm on a time crunch, right, I would have got there like 7 o'clock in the morning. You figure that would have added 3 hours to the 10 o'clock, right? Plus, let's say I'll probably be out of there by 8 o'clock, or you make another dump run and be done by 8. So that's extra 2 hours. So that's 5 hours of labor per day. And you figure 3 days to clean it out, that's extra 15 hours of labor that I lose because I can't get in there at a reasonable time. because I mean I'm usually up between 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest. So I mean that's 15 hours of labor. So and my anniversary was on Thursday, so I asked them, can I get one extra day, and I was basically told no. So I had to spend $251 to rent it out. So that was the other frustrating thing about it. It'd be different if I know some facilities do that. It's very rare that I run to a facility that does do that. And I understand why they do it because of safety concerns. But at the same time, you have my ID, so there's really no safety concerns. If I broke into something, you have cameras, you have my ID and all that. So I don't really truly understand it. But it's like because the reasoning why the way they explained it was that you're not a renter here, right? But I just paid $1,050 with you guys on 2 different units, or in total for 2 units. And it's like you'll have my ID, you'll have all this other stuff. I'm helping y'all recuperate y'all's money back, and it's a little frustrating, But again, it is what it is. You live and learn from it, and it's not going to stop us from buying units at all. But I'm glad y'all, some of y'all agree with me and stuff. That kind of makes it reassuring. And whenever I come out with a second video and stuff like that, I'll keep watching the footage, because it's crazy some of the things that you catch after you record. Because in the moment, I'm kind of like person on crack, because I'm like, oh, what's in this? What's in this box? What's in this box? I'm all hyper and stuff. And but it's, like I said, those 3 green totes is kind of like the dead giveaway to me, in my opinion. They're kind of like the sore thumb in the group. That just made no sense, especially when, I don't know. I probably should have looked at that paperwork closer in those green totes, but I didn't. I threw the green totes away. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to vent to you guys and got to get y'all's opinion on it and stuff like that. And we should have we're going back up there tomorrow morning to the second unit to do a dump run. And hopefully I'll be done with a second run. Not tomorrow, but I'm going to do one. And then we're going to be looking at a few units for, what's today? So we're looking at a couple units on Thursday. They didn't have a rental discount, like buy a month, get one kind of thing. Sorry, I got here a little late. Literally just watched the video. Marie, no. So there was no rental discounts. Which, yeah, they didn't do any rental discounts. Even just to give me to the end of the month, like a half month thing. It has to be one full month. Technically, I have until the 18th and 19th. Or 19th. I think it's the 19th to clean it out. But the crazy thing is they're trying to tell me that I couldn't get my cleaning deposit back because I still had to clean it out. I'm like, well, legally speaking, the auction's over because I'm now renting with y'all and blah, 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 blah. And I kind of had to explain it. And they ended up having to call somebody and they said, yes, give him his money back. So technically, I've been kind of like, due to the whole frustration of everything, I've been kind of inclined saying, screw it, save my money by going to the dump and then just leaving, go there, get whatever I want. And then just say, screw it, leave everything in there and let them deal with it. But I'm just not that type of person. But I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Y'all think I should do that? Because, like I said, I already got my cleaning deposit back. The auction's over. I just gotta make maybe one more run to get some other good things in there. But it's just, I don't know, very, very annoying. Here they have to prorate it. Yeah, no, they charged me fully $251. That was with insurance and everything else. And yeah, very, very, very frustrating. So I've been inclined to leave everything in there and not worry about the dump fee because of everything that I'm kind of seeing with the first unit. And Marie, speaking of since you said you just watched the unit, what do you think of the unit? Do you think it was potentially gone through? I've been doing, been doing storage units for a while. clean it out. You don't want to be on the naughty list. Yeah, that's the thing, Marie. I'm not the type of person to do that. We're definitely going to clean it out. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like I kind of got over on this one. I've never really lost money on a unit, and I haven't started now. But there's something about that unit, though, Marie. What do you think? You think it was gone through, just from what you saw from the first part of the video? Don't poop where you eat. Continue with doing the right thing in reference to cleaning it out. Yeah, you're right, Janice. You're right. Yeah, that's what I told my wife. I was like, I'm inclined to doing it, but at the end of the day, I'm not that type of person. And again, I believe in good karma, and I think that's why we win on both of these units. To be honest, I don't think. I think that was kind of a good thing, because if I would have lost tremendously on this unit, I probably would have, made a scene maybe. But at the end of the day, I don't have proof. I'm also that type of person. Like, if I don't have proof, I really have no leg to stand on. So at the end of the day, everything that was said today and in the future and all this other stuff, it's all about speculation. I'm with you. It's weird for sure. Someone searched it. Yeah, definitely interesting. But again, if the family went through it, though, it shouldn't have been a lean unit, especially if they just let it go. If the facility knew about it. And the thing is too, usually most people who run the facilities, usually you can ask, do you have anything kind of information about the unit? Has it been there for a few years? Blah, 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 blah. And they had no information on the unit. So I'd say clean it and be done with it. It's not worth losing the ability to buy units on the different sites or ruining your reputation. Well, that's the thing, Justin. I've already technically rented out the units. So the auction's already done. But you're right. Yeah, I'm not that type of person to do it, and I wouldn't lose the ability to buy more units, because again, the unit's already done, already signed the paperwork, and all of that. And you're right. At the end of the day, I'm not that type of person, so we will definitely clean it out. But it'll kind of make me a little weary to buy from there for now on. So it's something definitely wasn't right with that unit, though. But again, we're happy though. And I can't wait to show you all the rest of the footage from this video, or from this storage unit. And the second unit was pretty awesome. I can't wait to show you all that. Justin, did you watch the video of the storage unit? If you did, what do you think? What do you think of the storage unit? I agree. They should have just prorated the rest of the month for renting. Yeah, that's what was it? Self-storage? Hold on, let me look at my one auctions, because I didn't realize that they were doing it, because I rented it out, and then they this one right here. So I rented it out, and they actually refunded me $88 because I got done earlier than what I had, and they refunded me $88, and I didn't even know they were doing that. So that was pretty cool. Too much broken stuff for the way it was packed. I pack breakable a lot, and just moving the boxes and they don't break like that. Yeah, exactly. It's like you can tell everything was like unraveled. Oh yeah, watch the guy. I just realized y'all had the same last name. Okay, so I'm assuming husband, wife, two different YouTube accounts. Okay, I got you. But yeah, you're definitely a stand-up guy, and you will win more than you lose because of who you are. You're right, Tony. Exactly. That's why we always keep our head up. That's why we work hard. And in between me and y'all, and keep in mind, this is all done in a week and a day, so about 8 days, because we won the unit on Monday, and all the way up until now, from the two units, we have listed a total of 147 items in 1 week. So we got a lot of stuff listed, and we have a little bit still left down in my unit because we moved stuff down there. So there's definitely a good work ethic that I have, and that's one thing that I actually love about myself, and I think I got it from the military. Was when it's time to get stuff done, you don't mess around. You get it done, and then you go to bed. Whenever, and that's one thing they taught us, man. Sleep is for the weak, but it's also for the strong. But sleep is for the weak. If you got to get things done, it don't matter if you stay up for 24 hours, 48 hours, you get it done. And I think that's one thing I love about myself. I'm very optimistic and goal driven. All I watched it with Maria. It did look like a miniature special or staged. You are married? Awesome. Awesome. Me and my wife, we hit our 5-year anniversary on Thursday, which was awesome. I don't know how she put up with me for 5 years, but she did. And hopefully we're going to last another, I don't know, let's see, I'm 31. Let's see, when am I going to die? I don't know, 80, 90, 50? Knocking on wood, it happens, later than sooner, but hopefully I got another 50 years, with the wifey. That'd be awesome. All right, let me see. But yeah, we're looking at a few. So tomorrow morning, let's go and reiterate this. Tomorrow morning, I got a VA appointment through video call at 8 o'clock in the morning. That should only last about 30 minutes. Hook up to the trailer, be gone by like 9. Get to Hilton Head by like 10-ish. Get all the as much trash as we can out of there. Take it straight to the dump, which we're probably going to try to get done with the trash stuff loaded up in about 2 hours. So we'll probably leave out of there by noon. Hour back, so let's say hour and 20 minutes to get to the dump. So maybe about 1:30, unload it, 2 o'clock. Probably done for that day. So get home by like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I think that'll be. I think that'll be perfect. Be done by 3, and then Thursday morning we're gonna be looking at a few units as well. Hopefully, like I said, we have until the 19th to clean that other unit out. So might as well look at other units. That way we're not rushed on Thursday. But if there's no units that's crazy that we want, then we will just go back Thursday morning and hopefully finish that up. That'd be nice. It'll be 22 years in February. Wow. Congratulations. 22 years. That's a long time. That's the name. If you can put up with somebody for 5, 10, 20 years, you found a good one. We're about to hit 35 years next week. Wow. What's going on, Miss Kathy? How you doing? How's the eBay stuff going? And have you won any units lately? Shut up about the unit. My anxiety is up. Anticipating the next video. Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna try to have the other video edited. Let's see. Can't do it tomorrow, that's for sure. Thursday is gonna be up in the air, but definitely should be by Friday. Y'all are a great couple, and I love y'all's relationship and how y'all both enjoy what y'all do. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate my wife more than y'all know. Like I said, me and her have a very easy relationship. She loves going to garage sales, finding stuff. She likes the fun part of the business. She likes to go out there to find the stuff. She likes going through boxes and stuff. And she does do the tax stuff. She keeps up with like the spreadsheets. I keep up with my own spreadsheets to kind of see where my money's at with storage units. But she keeps up with like what we sell and all that for tax purposes. So she does all that. And then other than that, she cooks, she cleans, she takes, sometimes she'll take the packages during the week to go to the post office while I'm up here listing. But I do everything from listing to like the logistic portion of it. And, we understand each other. We go on dates. And then, it's very, very simple. She's happy. She likes sitting on the couch watching Netflix all the time while I'm up here working and watching Netflix or whatever and editing videos. And it kind of gives us a purpose in life. She does her thing. I do my thing. Not many things that I do in general. Like I like building my Legos, like going golfing sometimes. But she enjoys what she does, and I enjoy what I do, and that's kind of like how our relationship is, and we're more than happy. I put up with him longer than that. Not as long as Kathy though. Yeah, me and my wife have been married for 5 years, but we've been together for 7. I won one in Statesboro a couple weeks ago. Not so good. Hoping to get one Thursday. I'm still behind on listing. I got you. Yeah, I'm looking at a few on Thursday as well. Let me see. I was trying to debate on, and this is the issue I'm having right now. I'm trying to debate on whether or not I want to get 2 or 3 locally, or there is 2 that are about a 3-hour drive. There's 2 of them. Well, actually, no, one of them got canceled, I think. Yeah, one of them got canceled. Okay, so there's only one now. Let's see. Yeah, one of them got canceled. Okay, so there's one of them that's 3 hours away. Kind of looks promising, but I'm not exactly too sure. But there's a few of them that are in it locally, so I might focus on the ones locally. If I'm being honest, there's one in general that I'm hoping to get for cheap, but again, I don't know. We'll definitely see. But I definitely want to get my hands dirty though. I like going through units. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you win one, Kathy. That'd be pretty dope. So let me ask y'all something. Just to get y'all pick y'all's brain a little bit. Whenever y'all watch my videos, like which ones do y'all like enjoy the most? Do y'all enjoy storage units more, garage sales, estate sales? I know we don't really do thrift stores or anything. But the reasoning why I asked that is because, as y'all know, we financed our first trailer. Something that I've been wanting to do for a while to help out with our overhead with doing storage units. Because you can imagine that 10 by 10 unit, right? You figure with the $491 that we spent on it, the $127 dump fee, that puts us at $619.20. And keep in mind that unit was an hour away, and you figure back to the dump and then back again and all this other stuff. So, if you think about it, the U-Haul probably would have cost us $250 alone. So that would put me at almost $900 with that first unit. So, it helps. So that's the reason why we got the trailer, to help out with overhead. And that's where I was trying to think, maybe we'll probably get into more storage units next year for 2024. But what videos do y'all enjoy the most, or is it just all around? Just want to pick y'all's brain about it, because I know the garage sale stuff. I love doing the garage sale stuff. I love doing the abandoned storage unit stuff, because some of the stuff that we find in storage units, you guys will never find at garage sales, and it's probably some of my most expensive finds. It's just one of those things, Yo, Grateful Monk, what's going on? How you doing? I like them all. It's the finds and hunts I like. I got you. Yeah, and that's kind of why I do a little bit of everything, because I just enjoy the thrill of the hunt. Getting my hands dirty, and you never know. You find that big score. You might be able to retire at the age of 35. I don't know. I really enjoy the yard sales and estate sales. I got you. I missed the what souls. Yeah, we're gonna bring them back next year. We're gonna bring back the what souls next year. Because we just hit for the first time ever $50,000 in the past 90 days. In the past, I'll show you all my numbers. I showed it a little bit earlier, but we today we done 1,700. Last 7 days 4,000. Last 31 days 21,000. That says 47,000, but my phone says 50. So I don't know which one's right. I'm assuming it's the 50, because whenever I go to my stats, it shows 50. 50,000 right there. But yeah, so it's sales have been really, really good lately. Let me see here. Little things that you guys will see. That's from the unit, the second one. This is the $1,000 sale that came in today. I love garage sales and the storage units. Gotcha. We've done house cleanouts too. It's all work for sure. Yeah, I've been wanting to get into that, like estate sale cleanouts, or I even thought about doing like junk removal, but I feel like that would take up a lot of time. So I don't, because that's not really a thrill of the hunt. That's just making money to haul stuff off, and that's not really fun to me. I just thought about it. But yeah, $1,000 sale. There's like little things, little $10. Like I told you guys before too, it's these little items is where your money's gonna come from. You figure if you take away that $1,000 item right there, we still did $700 for the day. And you figure if you do $700 a day for 1 year, that's like $255,000 a year. So that's some good money. Yeah, wow, what's up? What you need? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. What are you doing? Okay, I love you. Yeah, like I was saying, if you take away that $1,000 item, we still had a $700 day. And if you look at this, it's little stuff: 17, 35, 15, 8, 40, 8, 5, 6, 30. So yeah, you know, there's always a way to do it. Miss Robin, hey man, waiting on the next unit. I'm gonna go strong this coming up year with eBay and storage units. Do the units I love learning from it. Yeah, Robin, there wasn't much really in this. I mean, there's still stuff down in Hilton Head that we're gonna go back tomorrow morning and try to do another dump run. But there just really wasn't anything in any of these units. I just uploaded the first video of the first units. You can check it out, but there's literally like I think it was a staged unit or something. I don't know. But you can watch the video and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's just a lot of trash. But the second one, it's a lot of good stuff, but it's just really a lot of it going on eBay. We had a $2,200 sell once from a $60 unit. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, whenever I'll actually show you this. Y'all remember that aviation unit that we found, or that we won a couple months ago? There's a micrometer set called STAGED, and this is what we pulled out of it. And $3,800, and we have 5 watchers on it right now. But this is the most expensive item that I've ever found in a unit. Most expensive one. And this thing is nice. So that one was pretty good. You can find cool junk and whatnot other people consider junk. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why I love doing storage units. A lot of work. You got to have the funds to do it, especially if you figure if you pay upwards on the unit, then you got to think about, most units easily have about a minimum $200 worth of trash, usually, unless they're just crazy small. But I think the most I've ever spent in a dump was over $800 for one unit. That was the aviation unit. But the only reason why I did it was because I saw the value of the stuff that was in the unit. But yeah, so. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do more storage units next year, though, because I know y'all love the garage sales and estate sales and all that, which I am going to do. Like I said, I'm gonna play it kind of like one of those things where if it's like 1 week and there's like nothing going on, like no estate sales, I'm obviously going to go garage sale pretty much every Saturday. I think that's kind of a given. But like, let's just say like there's nothing going on with like estate sales. We're probably going to win a unit that week. If there's like a really good estate sale, we'll probably win a unit, but then we're still going to go to the estate sale. So next year, I'm really going to try to grind out, not necessarily videos per se, but really try to grind to find stuff to resell. And then we're going to go to Peaches to Beaches. We're going to try to go to the Highway 127 sale. And there's a bunch of other ones that are like the long garage sale type things. Me and my wife said we want to travel a little bit and do that because we think it'll be fun to potentially see people. And I remember doing Peaches to Beaches this year, and somebody, I forget his name. I wasn't recording, unfortunately, but he ran all the way to me, and he asked me was I the Georgia Picker, and I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, you got into reselling because of me, and it was so cool. So it's always cool to see that from time to time that I influence people to get into reselling, because the numbers don't lie. We've done really, really well this year. You should move to Hinesville. You can put all your stuff by the road for trash day for free. They actually get mad if you take to the dump. Really? So my buddy Harley lives down in Hinesville, Kathy, and he said that y'all's dump is free and this, that, and the other. And up here where I'm at, we have to pay 10 cents per pound, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that stuff adds up. A mix-up of all really keeps it interesting, though, because it shows the potential of all of them. Exactly, Tony. And that's why I want to do, and that's why I do a little bit of everything except for thrifting. We don't thrift too much because the thrift stores around here just not worth the time and effort. And even though we do find some stuff every now and then off camera, it's just not good for quality footage and stuff. But that's why I like doing a little bit of everything, because when I say I wanted to show you guys that you guys can make money doing anything, like if you don't have a good estate sales, Or if you don't want to drive an hour away, try doing storage units. If you don't have good storage units, there's always estate sales. Or at the end of the day, you can't sit there and say there's nothing around you. If you have to drive an hour away, you'd be surprised how many times we've driven an hour away to go to an estate sale and clean up very well. Like sometimes you have to drive an hour away. Sometimes you have to drive 2 hours away. We won a unit in Warner Robins that was 2.5 hours away. So, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, But if anybody ever says there's nothing around me, I can't do this, I can't do that, trust me, you can do it. You can do a little bit of everything. Even if the unit is crap, we're still making money on the unit. Let me know when you hit the PNW, aka Pacific Northwest. So where y'all at? Mary, is it or so? Let me ask you: is it Mary or is it Marie? I know the IE and the Y always makes a difference. I think it's Marie, right? Marie. What part of the Northwest are you from? Like Wyoming? I've been to Wyoming. Wyoming was dope. Nothing out there. When the Fort Collins, Colorado. Let's see. Well, Bama beat University of Michigan. Well, Chris, I don't like Alabama. I'm very biased. So I mean, Alabama's gotten better over the course of this year. I will say that. I don't think they belong in the playoffs, in my opinion. I mean, neither should we. But at the same time, I don't know. It's so hard because it's like we go from number 1 all the way down to number 6 because we lost by 3 points. And without being biased or anything, there's a lot of wrong things in that game. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Alabama, Michigan. They've always just been real consistent. Alabama's just one of those teams where, like, if you don't start to finish the game, you're gonna lose. They capitalize on penalties and everything else. I would say Alabama wins just because they've been playing pretty decent. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game. It depends on if Alabama shows up or not. If they show up, I think Alabama wins. If Michigan plays a hard game, start to finish, I think Michigan wins. It all depends. What do you think, Chris? Who do you think wins? The thrift stores here are too expensive. Yeah, Kathy, they really are. I mean, every now and then you'll find some stuff, but you go to the one in Pooler, Kathy, they got Nikes up there for like $29.99 and $35, and I saw a pair of boots in there that they had up there for like 50. And I was like, Jesus, it's crazy. Longview, Washington. Gotcha. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I don't know. Do they ever have like big yard sales like type stuff up there, Marie? And it is Marie. Okay, gotcha. Marie. I thought I had it right the first time. We just moved back to Georgia from Bellingham 3 years ago. I'm 40 minutes north of Portland, Oregon, about 3 hours south of Seattle, depending on traffic. Gotcha. I know, what's his name? Wade's Ventures. He's up there in Oregon, I believe. Or is he in Ohio? No, he's in Portland. Yeah, he's in Portland. Alabama has had a lot of close games. They have. They've had a lot of close games. I feel like it's like, here's the thing. Like, even though Alabama has one loss, I don't think they make the playoffs. I personally, I know it's the most talented teams and all that go into the playoffs, which is why I'm kind of glad they go into the 12-man playoff next year. I still think that FSU gets in. That's my personal opinion because Alabama lost to Texas, so I don't think they get in regardless. And the fact that we go from number 1 to number 6, lost by 3 points, and again, we can be biased and all that. The flags, the horse collar call, the missed catch, and all this other stuff, and the holding in that game was freaking crazy. But all in all, we lost because you got a fumble, we had a missed field goal. So there's things that play on both sides of the field. But I don't think we go down to number 6. And I think, if anything, we're out of the playoffs because we got the loss. I say you put FSU in there, let them 4 boys play it out. But that's just me, though. That's just me. It sucks, but it is what it is. You figure back, he played good his first season. So, he's coming back next year, and hopefully he can get better as the games go on. Good answer. I think Bama wins. More talented across the board, better recruits, more depth. I think they win by 14. I think it's going to be closer. I think they're going to win by 7, or they're going to win by 10. That's what I think. Michigan's pretty healthy right now. I think I'm gonna say 7 or 10. Wade is in Beaverton, Oregon. Gotcha. I thought hasn't he won units near Portland though? Well, we have the Northwest largest garage sale, and all of our big towns are constantly having all kinds of sales. Gotcha. Is it called something specific, Marie? Like the largest garage sale in the Northwest? Like, is it called something? Because I know like there's one in Florida called like Fleas Across Florida or something like that. Then we have like Peaches to Beaches, and then Highway 127. There's a few other ones. And Wade is about an hour south of us. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. I think he's done with units for the rest of the year. I think, and he's found some pretty good stuff too. The thing is, they went way. And see, the thing is that their main focus is storage units. They win a lot of them. Me, on the other hand, I kind of do a little bit of everything. I wish I could do storage units like every week, but sometimes I like a variety. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me see here. Okay. Yes, he's won in Portland and Vancouver because he won the was it the toy unit that was in Portland? I don't remember. I watched so many people on YouTube. It's hard to keep up sometimes. Sometimes I'll be subscribed to somebody and I don't watch them for like a full month because one, I've been so busy and I just don't have time to sit down and watch certain videos. But whenever I have like downtime, I try to watch and try to catch up with certain people. But some of the stuff people find in storage units is pretty wild. Especially when you look at what's the name, Storage Auction Pirate. He spends a lot of money. I mean, he spends a ton of money. And I'm very surprised he doesn't get more views than what he gets because, I mean, if you look at his most popular video, I mean, 4.7 mil, 1.2 mil, almost a mil, 750,000, and all these were 4 years ago. So I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really pull as many views as he used to, and it's like a dramatic difference, like 3,000, 4,600, 4,200, 3,800, 4,000. There you go, 23,000. That was good. But then it goes right back down to 4,000, 7,000, 8,000. So I'm surprised he doesn't get more views. I really am. Do you have someone that you have learned from that has been a help to you? So, me learning everything that I've learned, just in general, has been more like hands-on. I kind of learned for myself. There's one person I do watch on YouTube. His name is Grimes Finds, and we talk off and on sometimes. I wish we would talk a little bit more because I want to pick his brain about some stuff. But he's a busy man. But I kind of watched his videos with storage units and tried to really understand like why he bids on certain things, and I kind of picked up a handful of things, and then I got my own little style that I look at stuff. But I watched him a lot, and I like his whole theory of like he likes to see like 5 points of collectability. I think he said 3 the other day, but I think it's 5, and he'll find like 5 certain things in the unit, which usually means some good stuff. But he buys a lot of storage units. I think he's kind of slowing down a little bit now, maybe. I know he's going back to doing his old jiu-jitsu stuff. But overall, I think I learned a little bit from him as well. But I think and at the as a whole though, if you don't do it, because I'm more of like a visual learner, right? Like if you sit here and tell me like, hey, make sure to look out for vintage pens and pencils. Okay. I don't really understand that. Okay. Or I understand it, but it's like, okay, cool. But like, let's say you're like, hey, find this vintage measuring tape. I'm a visual learner. So if I look at it, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to look for. And I'll never know not to look for this. That's why I pick up certain things at yard sales and estate sales, like the percolator. If y'all watched my recent estate sale video, the percolators, or the one percolator and the broiler, were just sitting there. And they were asking $30 for the pair, which was $15 a piece. And that one big one sold for $90 literally within like 24 hours. And that's what I'm saying. Like certain people don't pick up certain things, and those things are easy to ship. A little bit of bubble wrap, put it in a nice box, and I've never had a single one broken. Knocking on wood. So, doing storage units, you really learn way more than you would ever learn going to an estate sale by looking everything up on your phone. Because sometimes in this business, sometimes you don't have the luxury of looking up stuff on your phone. You have to go off of knowledge, and just looking at some of the stuff we've sold over the past couple years. If I see it out there in the wild, I know I'm gonna be grabbing it. So that's what I would say though. Janice is kind of watching the mixture of everybody, and every now and then you'll find that one thing that somebody picks up that you're like, oh wow, I never would have thought about that. And you just kind of use it in your Rolodex for in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like I know STAGED is a great brand. If I see anything STAGED, I'm picking it up. Just like your common sense stuff, Snap On, Blue Point, DeWalt, all this other stuff. That's kind of common sense stuff. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, like that type of stuff. It's kind of like common sense stuff. The thing that really helped me was learning the other stuff that wasn't so obvious. Everybody knows that if you see an Xbox One controller, it doesn't go for a lot of money, but if you get it for $1, you're gonna it's probably sell it for about $20-$25. But then let's say that this thing right here, as a matter of fact, yeah, this thing right here. Wait, do I have it saved as a draft? Let me see. I'll show y'all this one. And this actually has over 100% sell-through rate. If you ever see it, yeah. I just listed this right before I started streaming. But this is why. Oh wait, I already had it. Yeah. So if y'all ever see these things right here, so this is a vintage electric color tone roto wheel. It took me a minute to figure out how it goes together, but I ended up putting it together and it works. And all it is like one of those starry nightlight things where you point up at your ceiling and it kind of moves around. And this is what it does. It kind of spins and all that. But this thing actually has over 100% sell-through rate. So if we go to vintage, this was actually in one of the 10 by 30 units I did last year. And I just now listed it. So if you go to vintage electric color tone roto wheel, there's 14 listed. And then there's 35 sold. Your average person would look at this. Some people would be like, oh, wow, that's so cool. I'm going to get it. But there's some people who might walk past it and be like, it's plastic. It's probably not worth much. But it's actually worth about, I think it's going to sell for about $100. That's what I think. I mean, some of them are going for more, some of them are going for less. But I think mine put it at $100. I think that's pretty fair. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes just learning stuff like this, I know exactly if I see this from now on, it's always going to be stuck in my brain, if that makes sense. Let's see. But Mike lives in Cali. It's spendy down there. Yeah, that is true. He has a big old warehouse too. Like it's expensive. He does a lot on Instagram and whatnot now. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he switched over to whatnot. He preaches whatnot. And again, nothing wrong with that. I don't know if I could do whatnot. Whatnot takes a lot of energy, and eBay takes a lot of energy too. But at least with eBay, I can put the energy into listing and then not worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I work. But I'm kind of a little bit of everything though. If somebody wants to do nothing but whatnot or Mercari or Poshmark, they got they do what they want to do. I bug the Georgia Picker for advice. That's fine. I don't mind answering questions. Mike, is there any tricks to help increase eBay sales? So there's really no in-depth trick on how to get better sales. So I can kind of tell you what I do. Some people agree with it, some people don't. The biggest thing is list, because if you have unlisted inventory, you're not making no money on it. So so this is kind of the philosophy I have. If the sell-through rate is right at that 40% mark, I list it. If it's $10 or more, if it's less than $10, sometimes I'll list, sometimes I won't. But if it has like a 40% sell-through rate or higher, I list it. If it's under 40%, I don't care. I put it in a yard sale, recuperate whatever money I can get back, and just let it go. I think a lot of people get caught up on keeping stuff instead of reselling it or just getting rid of it. So that's what I do, 40% or more, depending on price. Of course, that's always a factor. Like if something sells for $20, has a 40% sell-through rate, and somebody wants $10 for it, that's a big no. You're not going to get it. But if you get it for like $1, sells for 20, 40%, that's probably a pickup. Just don't expect it to sell quick. But there's always philosophies, though. Some people say just pick up good, solid sell-through items, and that way they sell quick. Then you kind of have me that's kind of like a mixture of both. Yeah, have quality stuff, but also have quantity. I always promote at 5%. That's just what I do. I promote every item at 5%, because any promotion helps, just for the fact that one thing I've noticed, that even if there are lower prices for the item that you're selling and you're promoting it, sometimes somebody will actually buy mine before the lower price one. So I think that helps. And always put best offer on every single listing, because for instance, like I've already made all my money back from this 10 by 30 unit, and I got this up there for $100, right? Which is right here, right in my new listing. And let's say somebody sent me an offer for $80, $85. I'm going to take that all day long because I made my money back, and that's going to be money I can recycle and put into more stuff. That's just what I do, Mike. But everybody's different. Some people just focus on $100 plus items, which nothing wrong with that. Then you got some people who are like, who have like 40,000 listings. So they believe in quantity over quality. I believe in a mixture of both. I think you need to have quantity, maybe some stuff that's not as good of quality, but have like at least more than half of it as quality stuff. That's just kind of what I live by. What's the worst buy you've ever done financially? Mine was $5,500 on gaming statues, lost over $2,000. To be honest, Chris, I don't think I've ever made a bad deal. Because again, I'm a numbers person. I don't think I've ever honestly made a bad deal. I've gotten really lucky on storage units that really kind of saved me. I think when I first started getting into storage units, probably my first year and a half, I won one unit and I think I lost $100. I think that's probably the least I've ever lost in a deal. Obviously I buy certain things like for $5 and it ends up being kind of a bust, like little things like that, but nothing exponential like that. I've never lost thousands of dollars. I never even lost hundreds of dollars. I think the most I've ever lost was like $100, and that was in a storage unit that we did in South Carolina. We had one by our silver aluminum tree. It was beautiful. That's awesome. I sold a tree that was actually from one of these 10 by 30 units, and when I talk about the 10 by 30 units, we won it last year in November. So it's been a little over a year. And I still have, certain inventory down in my unit that I can't get to because I always buy stuff and all that. So I'm constantly doing stuff. But yeah, this is the tree that sold right here. It sold for $75. I listed this thing. Let's see. I listed this thing on December 13th and it sold December 15th. So it sold in basically 2 days. And it's a little small one, little 7-inch one. Those Christmas trees do really, really well. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, anytime I do storages, I always put stuff off to the side that I know could potentially be worth money because I've been doing it for so long. And when I finally go to list it, we made all our money back, and it just things kind of get pushed back and back. And in those two 10 by 30 units, we got easily over 200 Playboy magazines that we have not even listed yet. We haven't even gone through them. So yeah. So it's just crazy how much inventory we're still listing from well over a year ago. It was an online auction, and I got into a bidding war. Rookie mistake. Yeah, Chris, that's one thing, man. There's a lot of emotional storage unit buyers, even in my area. There's people who are very emotional. They bid up by like hundreds of dollars very quickly. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the strategy for some people, because some people might get scared away and be like, no, I'm not going over that. But sometimes too, Chris, sometimes being stubborn like that can actually help your business, not necessarily financially, but sometimes you kind of make a statement like, hey, I got the money to spend. And some people might not necessarily want to get into a bidding war with you. I know that there's a couple people around my area who have deep pockets. They can outbid me 10 out of 10 times. But then I'm kind of like in the middle. I got a little bit of money I can spend, but I do it smartly. I don't really gamble a whole lot unless I'm bored. So, but we all make those mistakes, Chris. Okay, thanks, man. I resell on the side while working full time. I usually go to the Amazon bin stores on their big restock days on Fridays. Average about 800 sales a week. That's actually pretty good. That's not bad at all. And no problem. Like I said, if you have any other questions, I can answer them and kind of give you the best answer possible. Kathy, good night, everyone. Hubby has a VA appointment in the morning. I do too. I got one at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, have a great night, Miss Kathy, and I'll catch up with you soon. The dang auctions can get you if you don't learn to tap out for sure. I haven't lost my but broke even a few times. We have in-person estate auctions get caught in the moment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've gotten into some bidding wars. I'll show you this one. It's the second one. Oh wait, one auction. There we go. So these are the ones that we won. I paid $2,700 for this one, and it came out to like $3,300. But we did really well on that unit. That's the one I kind of got into a bidding war with. But it's crazy too. I'll show you this one unit. Where's it at? This one. So this unit right here went up for auction, and I won it for $450, which I mean this thing was like hecka cheap. Yeah, there was some trash and stuff. There was a big printer, but you can literally look up all this Canon toner. I won it for $450 just in everything that you see, and you can literally look it up right now, write it on a piece of paper. And I literally ran the numbers, and just off of what I saw here, just the toner, I made over $3,000 on, and it was easy. It was so easy, and the safe didn't have anything or anything, but I made a ton of money on just that little bit of toner. And the big printers were metal, so they were recyclable. They were free, so I threw all those away because they didn't work. But it's just crazy, like how you can make money on certain things. And that was a manager special because I knew it was. But I mean, you look at some of the stuff that we won. Like this was the aviation unit. I won that for $450, which doesn't make any sense either, because when you look at the pictures, you don't see much. But when you look at this picture right here, you see military, right? And then you see a big old Craftsman toolbox. And that right there alone, is, and then nice 2 ladders right there that we sold. I mean, that's a nice Craftsman toolbox. You can just tell by the pictures. And this trash can I actually have in my my trailer now. I use that trash can now. But you can just tell. I mean, $450, that's your money back just in the toolbox. So there's some units where I'll get crazy cheap, but then there's some units where I don't, I pay up a little bit. Which one was this one? These chairs right here, these wicker chairs, we actually have in our front porch. This one, I don't think we found anything on this one, but we made a little bit of money on it. We didn't lose money on that one. But either way, y'all understand what I'm saying. Everything's a gamble. Would love to do reselling full time, but with a wife and 2 kids, it's hard to make that lifestyle change. Yeah, that's understandable. That is definitely understandable. I would say that would take up a lot of time, especially when you have like kid functions to go to. You got sports, recitals, or however old they are, Mike. So yeah, definitely that's one of the things about being an adult. Sometimes you don't get all the opportunity you want. How did you do on that Thermo Fisher scientific equipment you found in the storage unit? So I have that one listed right now. I do have watchers on it. I did end up selling the inducer kit for $1,400, and I listed the other one. The Thermo, I got that up there for $1,500, and I do have a watcher on that. And then the other one is this one right here, which I got up there for $2,000, and I got 3 watchers on that. So we've already, 5 times our money, and we still have the Stare thing up there for $3,800. A few things for like $2,000, $1,500, so that's $35,000. So $7,000. So we have about $10,000 on the other stuff, still to sell, and it'll be all pure profit when it does sell. Meds have kicked in. Good night. All right, Janice. Yeah, have a good night. I'm fixing to go to bed here shortly too, because I got an appointment at 8. So appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I actually work for Thermo Fisher, so as soon as I saw that equipment, I knew you were on a gold mine. Yeah, it was kind of crazy because I did my proper research and stuff, and I think I have it at a price that is pretty reasonable for all the stuff that I have on there. But again, I'm no expert, so that's why I'm kind of like, if somebody sends me an offer, I kind of go ahead and accept it depending on how big it is. Like one person sent me an offer for like $500 for this specific one, and I couldn't go that low. I rebutted it at $1,500, and then I was hoping maybe they'll come to $1,000. I'd probably be happy at $1,000, but yeah. That's why I have open offers or best offer on everything or offers on everything. Great seller. Okay. That way people can send me offers and stuff, because there's some items I'm willing to sit on, like the stair thing. I'm not taking anything less than 3,000 for that, but or maybe 3,400, because those are very, very expensive. That one I'll probably hold on to a little bit until I get that right price. But all the Snap-on stuff sold pretty quick. Toolbox sold, ladder sold, a couple pieces of the big equipment sold. Some of it did go to the trash. The 3 boroscopes, only 2 of them worked, but they worked great. So I forgot I had those on here too. Let me see what do I have those at? Boroscope. What were they called? They were called Everest. Yeah, so this is the Everest stuff. So right here, this replacement lamp for one of them actually sells for about 200. I got a watcher on that. This boroscope got there for 500. The other one I got there for 500, and then the system that it plugs in, I got that up there for 300. So yeah, we have about $10,000 listed still from the unit, plus all the other tools and stuff. I'm talking about just the big stuff. $10,000, and that's all pure profit if and when it does sell. What was it that you found at an estate sale recently that you paid like 200 for, but thought you could get like 1,500? Yeah, so it's a visually impaired machine. Yeah, this thing right here. So it is a Freedom Scientific Topaz magnifier, and what it does is people who are partially blind or have visually impaired issues, they would actually put this little thing right here, and then you move like this little knob, and it magnifies it. That way, whenever the screen is up there like this, they can kind of see everything. And brand new on the website, they're going for like $3,000. And I got it about 4 minutes before they closed, and it was going to be 50% off. So I could have waited technically the next day to get it for 175. But she said she was open to offers, and I usually try to do more than 50% on the first day if they're willing to take offers. And I was like, "Would you do 200 right now?" She said yes. And I was like, I'll probably get about 1,500. Or in my video, I said if I can get about 1,000 to 1,500, I'd be happy. Somebody has a one listed for 2,100. I was like, let's put it other for 1,800. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. But if somebody sent me an offer between 1,000 and 1,500, we'll probably take that all day. It's going to be a pain to ship because it's about 45 pounds. So yeah, I think it's a good investment. It's going to be about $400 for somebody to buy. So I figured for the shipping. So I figured if I got somebody sent me an offer for like 1,300, that'd be roughly what this is worth, 200. So I'll probably make $800 to $1,000. So yeah, I'm always just above half on the offers for sure. Yeah, exactly. I think I got it at a good price. And do we have a watcher on that? We do. We already have a watcher on it. And we just listed this the other day too, so 4 days ago or so. Do you still go to the bin store? I do not. Our bin store closed down. They're officially out of business. I don't know if they're moving somewhere else. I know there's one down in Savannah. They're usually open on Sundays, but I usually go golfing on Sundays or we're doing something. And then the other two are like in Hinesville and Jessup, which that's an hour drive alone, and can't be everywhere at once. That's why I kind of focused on other things. Bin stores were fun, but if you look at like my past videos, whenever Black Friday deals, the bin store that was in my area, whenever they first opened up, we were spending $500 every time we go, and we were finding solid stuff, Xbox Ones, iPads. Solid stuff. But then going into that last like 6 months to 8 months that they were open until they closed, it was like we were finding 7 items. It was ridiculous. And then the owner got attacked. Somebody fought him. People were pushing and shoving. People were stealing. I think that's why they got out of that area. People were stealing. There was apparently, I think, gunshots at one point. I don't know. I don't know what exactly happened, but all good things come to an end. Can't never have nice things. But I also think something has to do with like their broker that they were getting their pallets from or something, because something happened and like the inventory was never really the same. You know what I mean? Also, too, January 1st, I'm having a New Year's resolution, as most people do. But I'm actually gonna record it and all that. But I'm gonna go through a diet and a gym thing. Kind of throw in the mix every now and then, not just like a separate video, but just kind of like throwing in a vlog and all that. So by April, I want to drop about 25 pounds. But I'm cutting out all sugar, all carbs, all that, and focus on protein, solid stuff. And I'm gonna record it, everything from like my weight, what I look like, and all that, and I'm gonna be Superman. I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna go to the gym like I'm supposed to. I'm gonna eat healthy, cut out sugar, because sugar is really the killer. Sitting and drinking and sugar is like the two worst killers for humans. So I'm gonna try to get away from all that. It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy, but for you guys, I'm gonna make it happen. All the Amazon trucks have gone up so much in price, and a lot of these bin stores don't want to pay for it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they get cheaper stuff. And also, too, I mean, you figure by the time, and one thing I never understood too is like why people would buy pallets. Like I know they can be profitable, but it's like by the time you spend 800 to 1,000 to 1,200, I mean, I've seen pallets all go all the way up to like 2,000, and even auctions go for 7,000, 10,000. I can never understand how somebody pays that much money on a pallet compared to like investing in like buying a abandoned storage unit. Like I would never spend $800 on a pallet, but I'll spend it on a storage unit because you get so much more stuff, and you never know, you might just get lucky. But it's spending $800 on a pallet, not knowing what's in them. I don't know. I couldn't do it. But I think I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna put this box up. I gotta be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I got an appointment at 8, and I got a long day tomorrow. Gotta move a bunch of stuff. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and letting me know what you guys thought of the unit and all that good stuff. Hopefully, maybe I'll get an answer. I don't know. I really don't. I guess we will see. But a lot of the stuff in the unit, I don't know, just one of those things where I don't know. I feel like something's wrong with that unit, but who knows? It depends on the manifest for the pallet. Yeah, that's true too. I know some manifests. There's one thing I was going to do a while back where there was like 1,000 controllers, everything from like Halo 3 edition to like other editions and regular ones. They were all working, but used condition, and like that pallet went up to like 20,000. I mean, it's crazy. But you are right though. It does depend on the manifest. Good talking to you, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Thank you, Tony. We will be back by Friday for the second part of that video, but if I have time, I'm going to try to get it out Thursday for you guys. Marie, have a great weekend. Yep, everybody else, happy belated Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. If I don't hear from y'all, which I'm sure y'all will, at least one more time. And hopefully you guys get everything that you guys want. Keep the grind up, keep listing, keep making that money, and better yourself every day. So much love, you guys. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Everybody have a great, great night and a great week. Much love, you guys. Peace.